Kyle Busch is your leader. 17 cars on the lead lap. 15 lead changes among 8 different leaders. We're working the 7th caution of the day. 6 cars behind the wall. Now Jimmie Johnson pulls out of his pit stall here alongside Kevin Harvick, shoots past him, and Greg Biffle edges ahead. The question would be, where are all those timing lines? Kevin Harvick wanted to know.
Obviously, there's no speed lines on the pit road here. 48 passed me, cleared me by 2 cars. Yeah, 10-4, we're sitting here watching it. I mean, he just flew by.
Well, apparently they did it within one segment and then got their speed back to where it was legal. One driver who did not is Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Not going to make it around.
There's some of these trucks I don't think can make it back.
I'm not sure Kyle Busch will make it back around.
Well, you're the only one that's going to make it, probably, if anybody.
What in the world?
They're getting ready to crash on pit road.
Yeah.
Coming up on the left. 35. We got to dig it. Just dig it.
Looks like our clock might be out of sync by just 2 seconds, which means I don't see these guys making it back.
I know we have one truck that's going to make it around before the red flag, and maybe only one truck. And here he is coming to the line right now. Ryan Blaney will get a time.
And it looks like Ryan Blaney will be your pole sitter.
Not going to make it. Nobody's going to make it. Just you.
Yeah.
That is the craziest thing I have ever seen.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
You don't even need to run a lap. You don't even need to just coast. You're fine. Your speed is irrelevant. You're the only truck that took time.
Yeah, so we're going to take another look at it. This is those corners. It's very hard for them to see. You kind of try to time it right. So look at the Jackman. He's going to leave the pit stall. You're allowed to be over 1 box before. So you look at Chase. He's not 1 box. So he tries to clear it by going back to pit wall, touching it, then running around the car. I'll be honest, I've never heard of the ability. I mean, you see the Jackman. He's a stall away. The Jackman's already in the pit box. So I've never heard that you can go back and reset it against pit wall. I mean, the penalty is the penalty. Obviously, the Jackman had a quick reaction that, well, if I go back, maybe they won't call it. He obviously knew he was early. I don't think that's an option. NASCAR will let us know, but they're calling the penalty on the 9 being too early. What we have seen in the past is if a guy stands on pit wall and say he loses his balance, Rick, and he steps off, but then he steps back on pit wall and then jumps at the appropriate time, they don't penalize that because, so this is by far more blatant. He didn't fall off, he jumped off. Right. But to his defense, he did go back and reset himself on pit wall to try to release this penalty. I would have never thought that was an option. I was a pit crew member. I would have never even thought about running back to pit wall. It would have been, oh man, I hope they didn't catch me. Would have been my thing. But if this saves the 9 a penalty, which is, we're hearing from NASCAR, it's going to save him a penalty, that is the play of the year.
Rounding turn 11 and headed for home for Marty Visser and Furniture Row Racing. Martin Truex scores his 18th career NASCAR Cup victory.
Martin Truex Jr., you and the 78 team outsmart the competition. So you hear on the radio, pit, pit, don't pit. Did you know all along you guys were going to snooker the competition at that point?
No, it's all Cole. It's all him. It's that was amazing. I'm cool with whatever he wants to do. I tell him all the time, I'm like, you know, win, lose, or draw, we do it together. And I just got a lot of trust in him. I don't even say anything when he says pit or don't pit. I just I do what he does, what he wants to do.
And something's wrong with the Aflac Ford.
Not cross the start-finish line.
Of Carl Edwards.
I'm going to come back to the beginning.
What the heck?
So it'll be a do-over for Carl. Now, if you come along and cross that start-finish line, then that hits the clock and starts your 2 laps. So whatever happened to Carl, he can come back around through turn 1 and then get a good enough run to get back up to speed.
But I missed what happened. Why is he doing this?
They're going to have the pace truck take a lap because of some rain falling.
So that must be what Carl says. Okay, I got rain on my windshield. If I go out, if I take the green, I'm on my run. I'm done. So he must be saying, look, it's raining and I don't want to go.
you see lap number 1. Is he going to stay on the apron for his entire lap? Sure looks like it.
12 quick on lap number 1, and he stays in the gas. Is it faster on the apron? We're going to find out.
I've been dying to know. I've been dying to do that. And I'm so glad I'm going to get to watch somebody do it. He told me, we were talking earlier, he said, I'm going to qualify probably 18th. Not great. He didn't tell me that he had a different plan.
So Justin Haley on our scoring monitor, and we're seeing a little bit of lightning there outside the track still, and of course the dark weather, but Justin Haley showed as the race leader, and he was a runner-up in the Xfinity Series race on Friday night.
And last year in the Xfinity race, he thought he won the race and got called for passing beneath the yellow line, which you can't do, and you know, he still feels like he won that race. So those guys gamble a little bit. They have nothing to lose. So listen, the one car, you know, with those guys, they made a great call. Kurt Busch, Matt McCall made a call, right? They're going to stay on the racetrack. But NASCAR gave 1 to go. They said, we're coming to 1 to go. So that means they think the race is going to restart. So the one car comes down pit road. NASCAR goes 1 to go, then down the back straightaway. Conditions change. They get a lightning strike. They call it off. So right now, Matt McCall is like, man, I was in the right position. You gave 1 to go. Why'd you give 1 to go? You know he's upset with that call to change it and then say, hey, we're going back caution.
And so now the pace truck is going to bring the field back onto pit road, and we'll go to Marty.
Ryan Newman looking to find a way through it. Doesn't look like it's going to work. Win, and he's in to compete for a championship. Checkered flag at Phoenix for Kevin Harvick.
Newman's beside the 42, and he's 42's in the wall.
Clear, checkered flag, checkered flag.
Ryan Newman is going to get in with that move on the last lap.
We said, what would drivers do to make it happen? We just saw what they would do.
More going on back in the garage, Doc.
Well, it's actually on pit road. Here's what's happening. The 24 crew of Jeff Gordon is going to go up and now start pitting the 48 car of Jimmy Johnson. They've been told to go to the 48 pit, and here's why. Because the 24 crew's been locking off 11.8, 12 second, 12.1 second stops, and now they've been asked to come to the 48 and provide assistance. So what's happening here is the 24 guys are already up here. They're discussing what's going to go on, and I don't know how well this will go over, but they've been asked to come here and see if they can get the best of the best on pit road.
Wow.
Jeff Gordon's team did the job. He is now running 7th right behind. That's Hamlin right in front of him.
Fastest car on the track that lap, man. You're doing awesome. Doing awesome. Fenders are clear. You are good to go.
Yeah, you see these are 2 pit stops. The 24 team did that last pit stop at 12.6, where the 48 team did the 13.7.
So he hasn't completed his first lap yet, so he can go back around and rerun, if you will, the warm-up off of 3 and 4 to come to start his second time lap.
It's like he got against the wall a little bit.
I don't really think it's enough to hurt anything.
He does a good job, really, to kind of gather it up.
Just how confident is he going to be in this? Yeah, it's no fun. You can see Kyle's got his car cut off. He's coasting. He doesn't want it to run hot, so they've got it blocked up.
Make sure you get the tires cleaned up. Make sure they're ready to go for you, bud.
See how this works out.
I bet he goes after it about as hard, kind of like Brian Vickers did.
Nothing would surprise me. It's out of control. That car's loose.
Yeah. You can see it.
Oh, and around.
Yeah, he tried. I'm telling you, the car just too loose.
You can see it bottom out whenever he went down into turn.
Sorry, guys.